Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about that of the availability of the oxygen gas for us. So we discussed that how oxygen is available for the animals and for the plants which is present inside that of the soil. In case of the plant student, let me tell you the part of the plant, that is the root which is present inside that of the soil. So how does it oxygen is available for them? How for the animals like that of the earthworm live inside the soil, oxygen is available for them. And also how oxygen is available for the aquatic plant and that of the aquatic animals also. Okay, in that only student we discuss an activity that air is present in the water. Okay. Later on we also talk about that how oxygen is replaced by that of the carbon dioxide, or how we can say that carbon dioxide is used by the plant for the process of photosynthesis and hence it releases an oxygen. Okay. As well as we discuss the different uses of the air, including that how air help us to breathe, help in the process of photosynthesis, it help in burning, that we had discussed the oxygen, that how oxygen help for the burning of the fuel students, as well as oxygen help in generating the electricity by rotating the windmill. Oxygen help in the dispersion of the seed and the dispersion of the pollen grain from male to that of the female one. And oxygen, how the air help in the process of a water cycle. Okay, so water cycle students, you see that in case of water cycle, the water vapor goes up in the air and then it condenses and forms cloud, and this cloud is moved from one place to another place with the help of the air itself. Okay, so these are the different uses of that of the air. Now we will discuss the question answers which is given in your NCERT book. Now if you see the first question students, so first question is that what is the composition of the air? So this is a very easy, that what are the different composition of the air students? So we know that air consisting of a nitrogen, it consisting of a oxygen, it consisting of a carbon dioxide, water vapor, a smoke, also the dust particles are also present in it. Okay, so we can write it, air consists of oxygen. 21% of oxygen is present in that of the air students. Nitrogen, then carbon dioxide, then other gases are also there. Then water vapor is present in it. Smoke and little amount of dust particle are the other part of air. So you see here student, air consisting of oxygen, it consisting of nitrogen and carbon dioxide, as well as other gases are also present here. Water vapor student, the smoke, and some amount of a dust particle is also a composition, also a part of that of the air. So we have discussed each and everything in the composition. Here the question is not that you have to explain the different composition of the air. Simply the question is that what is the composition of the air student. So you have to write the names, that is oxygen, nitrogen. You know that the nitrogen, it is 78% present in the air, 21% oxygen is present. Rest of the 1% includes the carbon dioxide, other gases, water vapor is there, smoke is there, as well as that of the dust particle is also present in it. Okay, so these are the different composition of that of the air. Now if we talk about the question is that which gas present in the atmosphere is essential for respiration? So you see here students, for the process of respiration, even for the plants as well as for the animals, we know that one gas is important and that gas is oxygen gas. Oxygen, we take oxygen, this oxygen help in the breakdown of the food, and the breakdown of the food releases the carbon dioxide, releases the energy, and that process is known as respiration. So which gas present in the atmosphere is essential for respiration? You will write oxygen gas present in the atmosphere is essential for respiration. So basically what happened in the respiration process, student? We inhale the oxygen. This oxygen get inside to our cells, and there the food is present. It breaks down the food into smaller pieces and help in extracting the energy from the food, and finally from the oxygen itself carbon dioxide is also released. Okay, so carbon dioxide is released by the process of respiration, energy we get by the process of respiration, and this process is carried out by a gas, and that is known as the oxygen gas. So oxygen gas help in the breakdown and it will help in carry the process of respiration. Now we will see some more questions. If we see the next question, students, so next question said that how will you show that air supports burning? And the next one is that how will you show that air dissolves in water? So at first we will see the first one, that is the how will we show that air supports burning? So you see here student, in this case we had discussed the activity, we had done the activity in which we had taken a candle and we kept the candle on the table, students, and after that we burn it with the help of the matchstick. And when the candle was burning, it was because of it is taking the air, and fresh air is continuous supply of fresh air is there with that of the candle, and due to which the candle was continuously burning. What happened afterwards, student? When you kept a glass jar over that of the candle, then you have seen that after a few seconds, the candle stopped burning, it extinguishes. So what does that indicate? It indicates that since the supply of the air is cut off due to the presence of that of the glass jar, the candle, it stops burning. So you have to write the same activity that is given in the book in the third one. Let me remind you something, that is, at first you will write it that at first we will take a candle, a glass jar, and matchstick. Okay, then the second one, burn the candle and leave it for 2 minutes. Why I am leaving it, students, so that you can see that candle is continuously burning. It is not hindered by anything, it is continuously burning. When you burn the candle and leave it, then you will see that it will not going to stop, it will not going to extinguish. Okay, so we can say that you just leave the candle and then you will understand that it is because of the supply of the air, which is the continuous supply of the air, help the candle to burn continuously. Now what you will do, cover the burning candle with the gas jar, okay, with the gas jar, and what you will observe, and leave it. What you will observe in the third one, students, at first you see we take a candle, glass jar is there and a matchstick is there. Then we will burn the candle. Now cover the burning candle with the help of the glass jar. And what you will observe? You will observe that is the candle stops burning. Okay, so why is this so, students? It is because so you will write it, as the supply of oxygen is cut off by the glass jar, the burning candle becomes extinguished, or the candle stops burning. So this proves that air supports burning. So you see here, students, the activity that we have done, in which we have taken the candle. When we burn the candle, what will happen? At that time it was okay, it will continuously to burn because a continuous supply of air is there. As you kept the glass jar over that of the burning candle, after a few seconds you will see that candle stops burning. Why is this so? It is because the glass jar, it cut off the supply of the air, cut off the supply of oxygen, which is necessary for the continuous burn or burning of the candle. Thus, we can prove that the air supports burning. So you have to write the activity in this answer, that is third one. Now if you see the next question, students, the question is that how will you show that air dissolves in water? This activity we have discussed yesterday only, students, that air is present, air is dissolved in the water. Why there is a need of this activity, students? It means that from which topic this came, that air dissolves in water. When we were discussing that oxygen is present in the water, oxygen is dissolved in the water, and this dissolved oxygen is used up by that of the aquatic plants and animals. So you see here in answer 4, air dissolves in water. So for that, student, what you will take? We will take a beaker, water, tripod stand. Okay, then beaker with the water, when kept on the tripod stand, and when you heat it, beaker with the water when kept on the tripod stand and heat it gently, you will see, what you will observe, that much before the water will boil, you will see the water bubbles will start coming out, which is present inside that of the beaker or inside that of the vessel, whatever you have taken. Okay, so what you will observe, students, you will observe that much before the water boil, bubbles can be seen at the inner surface of the beaker. So when you start boiling that of the beaker which consisting of the water in it, what will happen? You will see that much before the water will boil, the bubbles starts coming out and it is present inner surface to that of the beaker, which proves that this water was consisting of air, and since when you provide the heat due to the less solubility, air is having the less solubility, when you heat it, solubility decreases, so it will start escaping out from the water. So we can see that this proves that air is present in water. Okay students, so this is the activity which is given in the NCERT. You have to write that activity in which we have taken our vessel with water. When you heat it gently with the keeping it on a tripod stand, then what you will find? You will find that much before the boiling, bubbles starts coming out of it, which proves at the inner surface of the vessel in which you have taken the water, which proves that this water is already consisting of air in it. As you provide the heat, the bubbles the air starts coming out and present in that of the inside of the vessel student. So this proves that air dissolves in water. Okay. Now you see the next question students. So the next question is that why does a lump of cotton wool shrink in water? So if suppose you will take a cotton wool, a lump of a cotton wool, it means a small amount of a cotton wool, and when you take it and shrink and you keep it in the water, you will see that the lump of the cotton wool will get shrink in the water. So you know that student that cotton wool is what? It is very lighter. So why it does not float on the water? Why it does get shrink in the water? Because we know that the object which is having the less density used to float. But if you take a lump of cotton wool, then it will going to shrink in the water. So the reason is, in the lump of a cotton wool, before dipping in the water, it is having a space in it. Okay, so since it consisting of a space in it, and that space is filled with the air. Okay, and that is why it is light. But when you take that particular lump of a cotton wool and dip it in the water, what you will observe? You will observe that this lump of the cotton wool will get the air which is present in that of the cotton wool will get replaced by that of the water. Now air is replaced by that of the water, and due to which it becomes heavy, and finally it will shrink in the water. So we can write it: before dipping in the water, so before dipping in the water, students, the lump of the cotton wool, the lump of the cotton wool was having a space in it. Spaces filled with the air. Okay, so before dipping in the water, this lump of the cotton wool was having the spaces which is filled with the air. As we dipped the lump of the cotton of the lump of the cotton in water, what happens to this? This air which was filled in the spaces, it will be replaced by that of the water. Okay, so this spaces is now occupied by the water, and and due to which the lump of the cotton will become heavy, and as it become heavy, what will happen? It will shrink in the water. So we will write it that as we dip the lump of the cotton in water, the spaces filled with the air will be replaced by water, thus becomes heavy and shrink in the water. So because of that, students, it becomes heavy and shrink in the water. Heavy and shrink. Okay, so this is the reason why the lump of a cotton wool will shrink in the water. Now if we see the next question, students, the next question is the layer of the air around the earth is known as. So you know, students, our earth is covered with a layer of the air, and that layer of air which is present around us, which we say that it is surrounding us, that we call it as an atmosphere. So answer will be the atmosphere. Okay, so atmosphere is the layer of the air around the earth, which around that of the earth or surrounding us. Okay, so the layer which surrounds earth, that is known as an atmosphere. Now we will see the next question, student, and next question is that the component of the air which is used by that of the green plant to make their food is. Like see here, student, you know that plant they used to make their food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and process of photosynthesis, it needs chlorophyll, it needs sunlight, it needs water, and as well as it needs one of the component which is basically present in the air, that is carbon dioxide. So you see here, student, 4 components are needed for the plant to carry the process of photosynthesis, that is water, chlorophyll, sunlight and carbon dioxide. Water, they get it from the roots. Chlorophyll, present in the leaves itself. This photosynthesis occur in the presence of chlorophyll. Sunlight, they take it from the sun, and finally one gas that they take it from that of the atmosphere, that is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is the part of the air, it comes in the composition of the air. So we will say that the component of the air which is used by that of the green plant to make their food is carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide gas is the component of the air which is used by that of the green plants to make their food. Okay, now if you see the next question, student, next question says that list 5 activities that are possible due to the presence of air. So we used to do a lot of activities, but we have to separate the 5 activities that are possible due to the presence of air. So first thing, because of the presence of the air, which is a very important thing, that is we can breathe. Okay, so we can write it that we can breathe because of air. So because of the presence of the air, oxygen is there, we take the oxygen, we release the carbon dioxide. So we can say that we can breathe it or we can respire because of the air, because of the presence of the air. Second one is the process of photosynthesis. Can be occur due to the presence of air. So you know that, student, for carrying the process of photosynthesis, it needs a gas, and that carbon dioxide. So they take this gas from the air itself. So we can say that process of photosynthesis is also carried due to the presence of the air. Then the next one is we can burn the thing. You know that burning can occur due to the presence of the air. So third one is burning of things can be done in the presence of air. Okay, so burning of the things can be done due to the presence of air. Then D, dispersion of seeds can be occur due to the flow of wind. Okay, then you can write it for flying the kite also we need air. Okay, so for flying the kite or for the making the simple firki. Okay, so that firki that the small kids they used to play with it. So that firki will always move when there is a air is there. So we can write it that it also help in flying the kite. Okay. It helps. Final one is it helps in flying the kites. Instead of that, student, you can write that it helps. Air helps in the presence of the air. Only the birds can fly. The bat can fly. So it also helps in the flying of that of the aeroplane. It also helps in the flying of that of gliders or that of the bat or the insects. So these are the different activities that are possible due to the presence of the air. So it helps in the flying of kites. Now we will move to the last question of the NCERT. Last question is that how do plants and animals help in the gaseous exchange in the atmosphere, students? So you know that the gaseous exchange, basically it is talking about the two most important gas, and that is the oxygen and carbon dioxide. And you know that the exchange of the gases is take place between that of the plant and animal. And basically it includes the two processes. The first one is the photosynthesis, the second one is that of the respiration. Okay, so exchange of the gases, it means taking of the oxygen, releasing of the carbon dioxide, taking of the carbon dioxide and releasing of the oxygen. So we can say that it involves the two gases, and that is oxygen and carbon dioxide. So it is talking about that only. Now you see here, student, what we used to do, we used to inhale oxygen. We used to take oxygen, and this oxygen will help in the breakdown of the food, and it releases energy and a gas, that is carbon dioxide. This process is known as respiration. So for the process of respiration, animals, plants, and all the other living organisms, they need oxygen. Okay, so this oxygen help in the breakdown of the food and release the energy. So process of respiration is carried out by that of the oxygen. Now after that, what will happen, student? We take oxygen and we release, we give out that of the carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide again goes into the atmosphere. Now the plant, they take this carbon dioxide and water, and in the presence of the sunlight, with the help of a process that is known as a photosynthesis, they make their food. And in this process, you will see, student, that food is prepared as well as there is a release of a gas. That gas is known as carbon. That gas is known oxygen. Okay, so by the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is released in the atmosphere. Okay, and again this oxygen is used by us. We release the carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is used up by the plant. Again they release the oxygen. So this cycle goes on and on. So we can say that this is what? This is the gaseous exchange which takes place in the atmosphere. Let us write the answer. That is, so we will write it, plants and animals takes oxygen from the atmosphere to carry the process of respiration. So to carry the process of respiration, they take the oxygen from the atmosphere. This respiration process includes release of carbon dioxide. Okay, so respiration, by the process of that, carbon dioxide gas is released, and this carbon dioxide gas is again used up by the plant to make their food, by the process of photosynthesis. I am writing here, students, for the process of photosynthesis. Okay. So you see here, students, plants and animals, they take oxygen from the atmosphere, and this oxygen is used up by them to carry the process of respiration. Now this respiration process, it releases the type of a gas, and that is carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and this carbon dioxide is used up by the plant for making their food, that is photosynthesis. By the process of photosynthesis, again oxygen is released, which is used up by the plant. So we can write it this much also, that is, after that, student, you can continue with here, that is, to make their food by the process of photosynthesis, which releases oxygen in the atmosphere. Which releases oxygen, or in which the oxygen is released. Okay, so our first respiration process occurs to this. So by the process of respiration, oxygen is released, carbon dioxide is released, oxygen is used up by the plants and animals. This carbon dioxide is again used by that of the plant for making their food, and finally oxygen is released by the process of photosynthesis, and this oxygen is again used up by the living organism. So by this process, students, the exchange of the gaseous exchange in the atmosphere takes place. So these are the questions of NCERT, which is given in the book of the chapter, that is Air Around Us. Okay.